Hello HUD House Hunters, it's Donnie Corum with ColoradoSpringsForeclosureDeals.com. Today we're standing in front of 6259 Riverdale Drive. Now this is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath home with 1,600 square foot of living space, built relatively recently in 2003, that is slashed down to only $176,000. Now guys, this is another one of those situations where it's just a cosmetic rehab and it's really minor. I think you're going to like this property. Come on in, let's go take a look. So we're inside the Riverdale property, and you walk into like a formal living room area, and obviously this is where you can set down the formal couches and sitting area. A decent amount of space here, so the options are pretty much endless in here. You can set the TV off to the corner over here, you've got outlets and etc. But what I really like about it is how the rooms are separated. Instead of being walled off, they only did a half wall into the kitchen. That makes the room seem bigger, which is nice to get more usable square footage out of it. So we go from the formal living room, if you will, into the kitchen area. Kitchen's a pretty decent size. I'm a big fan of this island here. So you can see on this side of it, you can actually set down some bar stools and things of that nature. And this could be your kitchen table. You don't necessarily need one because you can just, sit up right here. Inside the kitchen, we've got a nice maple-looking cabinet in here. They've done some upsetting to the balance here by removing the plumbing into the sink, but that's not going to be a big deal to replace that. Again, keep in mind it's 2003 built, so it doesn't have a plumbing problem. It's just missing the fixtures. We just add those on and you're good to go. On this floor as well, they've even got a label for us, powder room. And the powder room is just that. It's a half bath right here on the main level. So this would be your guest bathroom, so nobody has to go upstairs to use the facilities. You can keep the guests down here as you want to. So that's a pretty good deal. Continuing on, we find the dining room area. This is also a very huge room. So if you wanted to do a formal dining room, plenty of room to set down your dining room table. You could put a very large table in here, and you would need it to fill up this entire space. So comfortably, an 8-person table would fit quite nicely in here. And then as we venture this way, you'll find the informal living room, if you will. So you can just set out the couches. You can see the carpet here where they had them kind of going around this way, and you could set down a TV and whatnot, maybe corner mount that, so you've got a couple of options there. What I love about this floor is how many windows, how much light this is letting in. You've got massive windows, one here for the living room area, and as you can see, you've got a huge patio door there, and then yet another window. In one area, this is just an awful lot of window space, which is great if you're a big fan of natural light. It's going to let in a lot of light. It's also going to keep this warmer because you're letting in sunlight. It's going to insulate the home better, so you don't have to spend quite as much on heating. So that's a pretty good deal. With that, let's head upstairs and check out the bedrooms. Come along. Heading upstairs in the Riverdale property. Now this is the Ridgeview at Stetson Hills neighborhood. Now, you can't see it from here, but we're going to show you when we're out back. But there's a huge park, Stetson Hills Park, that's just outside of this location. You could walk there from here. So if you're big on outdoor living, you've got a great backyard on this. And you've got a huge park to take the kids to or go play with the dog as needed. So we're in the master bedroom at Riverdale. Pretty good size master, nice neutral colors. Carpet's in decent shape. They did an upgrade on the carpet, so it's the cut Berber style. So that is softer, has a nice feel to it. Back here you have the master closet here. It's a huge walk-in closet. Lots of storage space for your things, your shoes, your clothes, everything you need. And then we have a 3/4 master bath here. And again, nice lino floors. It's missing the mirror there that used to be, but you've got everything else you need. You got the shower stall, and everything looks to be in pretty good shape. So the minor stuff this needs are purely cosmetic. You may update the painting, you may do some minor changes, but in general, you're buying equity out of the gate, guys, because this property at only $176,000 in a typical retail market is worth between $190,000 and $195,000. So you've got $20,000 worth of equity in this property for doing absolutely nothing. And investors, take note, the location on this is ideal. We're right about Dublin and Powers area, where they just installed the new hospital. They're putting in all sorts of commercial developments, and of course we're not very far from Peterson Air Force Base. So the combination of that simply means that if you wanted to buy buy a property like this as a rental, you should comfortably be able to cash flow this deal, and you should always have a willing and desirable supply of renters to come in here, help you cover your mortgage, and build your wealth. And for those of you homeowners, that applies to you as well. Maybe you buy the property to live in for a while, but when the market cycle increases and you want to upgrade, you put this on the market as a rental instead of selling it. You'll pick up some equity, you'll make some money month to month, and you'll help build your net worth. That's what we're trying to do here. So master bedroom concluded. Let's go check out the secondary bedrooms. Along the way, you're going to find the utility room is right here. And utility room also is where you put your washer and dryer, which is nice because, you know, that's where the clothes are going to be. So you'll set those out there. And you'll see there to the right that it uses the monoblock piping system. So that's a rubberized pipe that is more freeze resistant than copper. But basically you can shut off individual lines in the house. That's a great system. It's a lot better than copper plumbing, a lot cheaper to repair, and honestly it needs less maintenance. So that's a great deal to hold up a lot longer. We continue back here. You find the another full bath. So this is our secondary bathroom. Everything looks to be in pretty tip-top shape, nothing out of the ordinary there. And then we have our first of 2 secondary bedrooms. Definitely not a huge room, but plenty of function for a kid or maybe as the office, depending on how you want to lay this out. The paint is a light purple color, so you may want to neutralize that. But beyond that, not a lot you have to do with this room. It is pretty much ready to go. We continue this way and we find another secondary room. And about the same size as the other one. Not huge, but definitely not bad. Doesn't need anything except a set of closet doors back here. For some reason they took those off. I would certainly want to add those back in. So with that, let's check out the backyard. We'll get you on your way. We're out back at the Riverdale property, and I want you to really get a feel for the depth of this backyard because it is massive for a residential lot. It comes all the way back this direction. And as you can see here, they fenced off a little area for you. This might have been a good dog pen if you had a small dog, you wanted to confine them a little bit. Option 2 would be you could maybe put in some nice soil here and make this your own little garden. But that's a couple of things you could do with this space. But with this much yard space, you definitely have a lot of things you can do with it. I just want to point out the park I was telling you about. You can just see the top of the play set here. And, or a good 200 yards away from that, you can just walk down to that. That's going to be a great place to play for the kids, hang out with the family and all that. In addition to your huge backyard space, it's like having your own private park. So with that, let's go ahead and recap Riverdale and get you going. We're at 6259 Riverdale Drive. This is a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage home with about 1,600 square foot of living space. All around us, we've got properties selling for about $190,000 to $195,000, but you can own this thing today for $176,000, guys. It's almost a $20,000 retail spread for doing basically nothing except some very minor cosmetic issues. We're going to find you a deal at ColoradoSpringsForeclosureDeals.com. Our guarantee is if we can't find you at least $10,000 worth of equity and prove it at closing, we'll pay you $500 in cash. So we are going to back what we say here. If you want to check out this property, you got to give me a call, 719-649-2500, or hit us up at www.ColoradoSpringsForeclosureDeals.com. We are the leading resource for finding foreclosures in and around the Colorado Springs area. This is Donnie Corum with ColoradoSpringsForeclosureDeals.com. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.